Once again, I am having issues with my camera. I wish I could find out what was going on with it. But here is my Old Way Summer of Giving cook-off entry for Vienna bread. Some call it Vien, some call it Vieni, but I call it Vienna, and that's the most popular way to say it, I guess, here in the States. Okay, I've added 1 1/3 cup of warmed, fat-free powdered milk that I made. And then I added 2 tablespoons of sugar. You need a paper towel, don't you? Okay, now, you stir this up real good. And then you add 2 1/2 teaspoons of yeast. And you just sprinkle it on the top. You can hear Mark snoring. All right, you don't stir it, you don't do anything. You cover it and let it set for 10 minutes. Okay, the 10 minutes are up. And so now I need to add 3 1/2 cups plus 2 tablespoons of flour and a tablespoon of salt, which I have mixed in here.
Yeah.
And you pour it in the bowl, and then you just mix it together. I think I should have got a spoon or a spatula.
They run that bread store in New Boston.
That was part of the Adams Bakery.
Yeah.
Can't remember who run it, but my Papa Kemp,
Yeah.
my Mama's second husband, is the one that he worked in there a lot.
Yeah. He probably knew my dad.
Probably.
Because he went there. That's where he got bread or whatever he,
Yeah.
And he got bread and cakes or whatever.
Yeah, it was a popular place.
Yeah.
The reason that the bakery shut down was because that's when the quicker production come along.
Mm-hmm.
And these bigger companies could put out a whole lot more bread and other products a lot faster than what they could.
Yeah.
And so they just had to give up the business because they couldn't keep up with the competition, which is really sad because
Yeah.
it was a really popular place.
I know, he bought bread and whatever, eggs, whatever they had
Yeah.
all the time.
Okay, now you take 3 tablespoons of softened butter.
His name was Martin, and you know, he was the only dad I ever knew.
Yeah.
Which I found out my dad's name later, but you know, I didn't really know him.
Yeah. You take the 3 tablespoons and you knead it into the dough for about 8 minutes. Now, if your dough is a little bit on the wet side, you don't want to add more flour. Don't add any more flour. Just knead.
Yeah.
Just keep kneading, and it'll come together. My butter's working its way out too. Oop.
I used to make homemade bread all the time. That's all I
Yeah.
That's all I ever made homemade.
Mark said that
Bread and biscuits.
you could smell it when they was getting off the bus,
Yeah.
and all the kids would want to come up and
Mark tried to shun them off.
yeah, he did
I know.
for the most part.
Yeah, I know. All the kids on the street off the bus. One bus stop.
All right, 8 to 10 minutes. It's 8:56. 8:56. Still drinking coffee. My favorite coffee cup. Now, you can see how well the dough has come together.
Getting smooth.
Yeah, it's real smooth. All the butter's worked in. Okay, my time's almost up. Yep, there it is, 8:57. Now, put it in a bowl. Cover and let it raise for 45 minutes to an hour. And I just I put a drop of olive oil in the bottom of my bowl just to be on the safe side to make sure it doesn't stick. Barely any oil on that. All right. 45 minutes to an hour, you want it to double in size. All right, now you take it and you can either divide it into 6 pieces for sandwich rolls or in half for 2 loaves of bread. We're going to do the bread. And you just shape it into loaves. and so until I can get this covered so that there's no copyright violation, da 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 da. Okay, now there is my 2 loaves, and you take and cover them. I better scoot this over just a hair. Scoot this over just a tiny hair. Now then you take and you cover it with a towel and let it sit for 15 minutes. Okay. Okay, now you flatten each piece to remove any possible air bubbles. And then you reshape it back into your loaf. And you put it on your pan. Now, you don't have to use parchment paper. Honestly, I'm only using it because my pans are really, really old and they look rough for aesthetic purposes. But you don't have to use parchment paper. All right, there's that one. And flatten this to get out any air bubbles. And then reshape it. All right. Now, well, let's see. Now, I'm going to brush it with egg wash. Oops, oh daggone it. I'm having a klutzy day. That ain't gonna work. Rushing against time. There. And la 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 la. Gotta do this again for copyright purposes. Da 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 da. Okay. There. Whew, that was close. Brush with your egg wash. And oh, I'll be more careful this time. Now, just do some slight vertical cuts. Now, whew. You don't want to go very deep. You just want to kind of score the top. Okay, there's that. Now we're going to let this proof for 1 hour. And then we'll be back. All right, the hour's up. So once again, brush it with egg wash. And I forgot to mention, you can also make this into one big loaf. It makes a really pretty big loaf too. It raises real nice and okay, now this will bake in a preheated 450-degree oven for about 15 minutes is usually what it takes, but you want to bake it until it's a golden brown color. All right, it's baked. It's cooled for a couple of minutes. Now, to show you what it looks like on the inside. Look how pretty. Steam rolling off of it. Put a little butter on there. Let it melt in. This makes really good garlic bread or garlic toast, however you want to call it. Oh man, that's really good. All right, there it is. Yeah. Vienna bread. Yeah. This might last until supper tonight. No?